Hey guys, and welcome to the video. Today I'm going to be going over my top 3 strategies to live for free or essentially free through the methods of house hacking. I'm going to be going over 3 different strategies, and then at the very end, although not my preferred method, I am going to be going over what I am doing currently to live for as close to as free as possible. So get ready, it's going to be a good one. Now before I get started, I'm sure you're probably wondering who is this person that looks like he's 16 years old trying to tell me how to live my real estate life and how to do investing. And I know it looks weird at the surface, but I am a freshly licensed 26-year-old real estate agent who has been investing since I was 22 years old in real estate. I've got a passion for it, and I thought, what a better way to get more into real estate than getting my license.
Some people can't handle success. I can.
And like I said, I am a freshly licensed real estate agent. I am working up in the northern Michigan area, Traverse City specifically. I've been super passionate about real estate my whole life, and I am really excited to just dive into it a lot more, being a real estate salesperson, but then also to be able to learn a lot more on the investing side of things, to be able to give you guys better information, learn more for myself, and just generate more long-term wealth and investment. Alright, so buckle up and get ready, as I'm going to be going through the 3 different ways that I see that people can use house hacking to essentially live for free, what my current situation is, and if you haven't already, hit that like button. And for those of you out there saying, Ben, what the heck is house hacking? I'll go over a super surface level explanation of what house hacking is, and all that it really is just using one asset to essentially pay for another asset, or using one asset to pay for both assets. And it's super easy to do. There's couple different ways to do it. I have my preferred ways, and even my preferred way isn't the way that I actually did it. I'll get into that later in the video, but there's multiple ways that you can essentially use one asset to pay for multiple assets and grow your portfolio, or have other people pay to grow your portfolio for you. I know it sounds too good to be true, but believe me, there's lots of people out there doing it, and it's a lot easier than you think. So the first way to house hack, and what I would say is my preferred way to grow wealth and grow your real estate portfolio the quickest possible, is going to be finding a duplex where you're able to essentially live in one side of the duplex and then rent out the other side of the duplex. So that rented outside would be able to ideally pay for both sides of the duplex, or your overall mortgage on the duplex, so that you're essentially able to live for free. Now, the best way to possibly do this would be able to find a duplex that is a little bit of a fixer-upper in a good neighborhood, or an established neighborhood, because then while you're fixing it up, or once you do get it fixed up, you're already building equity while you're doing that. So say you buy a duplex for $150,000 and you put $25,000 into it to fix it up, so your all-in is at $175,000, and that general houses or general investment properties in that area are selling for like $250,000 or so, you already have $75,000 worth of equity that you can put right in your pocket before you even move into the place. So that is like a little plus on duplex buying, so that you're able to put equity right into your pocket. I'm not saying that don't crash on a deal if it doesn't need a little bit of fixing up work, but that's like the way to take it one step further, so you have equity before you even go into the duplex. And then make sure that the overall mortgage isn't super high. So don't go for like a super glitz and glam duplex that's already completely finished. Maybe something that needs a little bit of touch-up work, or something that's not in complete disrepair but needs some basic maybe floors or different things like that that aren't that expensive, that are easy enough to do before move-in day to return the top dollar for rentals. So I know some of you out there are probably like, how do I even buy a duplex? I don't have that much money. I don't have enough money to put 20 or 30% down on a duplex or something like that, and that's completely fine. And as long as you are living in half of the duplex, you could apply for something called an FHA loan, which is a federally backed loan that has assistance built into it, where you can put from 3.5% to 5% down on the mortgage and live in half of it and still rent out the other half. Just the one caveat is you can't do it only for pure investment. You do have to live in one portion of it. But if you're just starting out, or if you're a first-time home buyer or a first-time duplex buyer, this is perfect for you, because you can limit the amount that you have to put down up front and then keep as much money in your pocket as possible to pay any sort of issues that might go on, because there's a lot of unforeseens when you're renting stuff. I'm not saying that everything's all sunshine and rainbows over here. What? But you'd be able to retain as much money as possible, pay 3.5% to 5% down on the duplex, and get the thing going, and then get in the house and start making money, or at least start not paying for any of the mortgage there, and having the other individual pay down that mortgage for you. It's perfect. So say that on like a $250,000 investment at maybe, if you're paying 4%, say you're paying 4%, your monthly payment's going to be about $1,100. And if it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom side of a duplex, at least here where I'm at, that's about par for the course for rent. At about $1,200 or so would be a very fair rent to charge on a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom duplex, most likely if it has a garage, and a lot of duplexes do. So then you would be able to essentially live for free. Now, another way of thinking about this that's even a positive is that person, yes, you're living for free, but they're paying about $1,100 worth of equity into that duplex for you. So they're increasing your net worth by $1,100 every single month, and you're still living for free. That's absolutely insane. And being that a duplex is such a good revenue investment, that's what I'm going to be looking at for my next investment here. Like I said, I do a little bit of real estate investing, and I'll get through into a little glimpse of my portfolio and what it is right now at the age of 26. But I'm definitely looking for a multifamily, preferably just a 2-unit like duplex or a triplex or something. I don't want to jump into something huge right away, because you definitely don't want to bite off more than you can chew. But a duplex that's especially a fixer-upper is an absolute gold mine, and it's something that new investors or even current investors should really be looking into, because you can really maximize your profits. Now, way number 2 to house hack and to be able to have one unit pay for the other, and this is a little bit less conventional, a little bit harder to find, but I have heard of some people doing this before, and that is buying 2 condominium units and then renting one of them out. So using one mortgage to buy two condominium units and then renting out one unit to help pay for the other unit. Now, this one does get a little bit tricky, and oftentimes condominium associations will do a discount if someone is going to buy 2 units within a condominium association, but you are going to have to pay things like condo fees on both of the units and different things like that, as far as increased costs, which can kind of make it a little bit less profitable, especially than a duplex. But something that I have seen people do, so I thought that I would definitely include it in the video. Something that I would suggest probably option number 1 with a duplex, or option number 3 that I'll be getting into, which is what my current situation is. But I have heard of people doing it, so I thought I would throw it in here for you. And option number 3, and this is what I personally have done to kind of start generating wealth and be able to live as lean and cost-free as possible, is finding a good house that you're able to rent out part of the house for your initial first property. The first house that I bought here in Traverse City was a 4-bedroom, 1-bathroom 1-bathroom house. And I know what you're saying, 1 bathroom. It wasn't the most ideal, but it did get the job done. And if you're going to be going the route of buying an initial house, what you should also think about is getting a roommate that you'd be able to live with, so they can help offset a good amount of the cost for the property. 1 roommate, 2 roommates is even better. 2 roommates, you should be able to live 100% for free. 1 roommate, at least they're paying a good amount of the mortgage for you and increasing your equity in the property, and they're increasing your overall net worth by however much the rent you charge them per month is. So this was my scenario, and I did have 2 roommates that were helping me pay the mortgage and paying that equity into the property for me, and then I was able to take some of that rent money and save up for another property down the line. Now, it did take a couple years. My first property I had for probably 2 years or so, 1 year and 3/4, before I jumped into the current house that I'm in right now. And now I rent out that first rental property for just over double what the mortgage is. The rental market here in the area that I live is very, very good. People will pay quite a premium for, especially a house, not like a sublet room out of a house, but for a full property, they will pay a premium for it. So I'm at just over 2 times the rent per month, and that covers almost my whole mortgage on my second house, which is the house that I live in here, so that all that I'm paying all over the top is $200 a month to live in this property, where the mortgage is up over $1,000. So option 3 was what I did, and my lease over in my primary in my first property is running January 1st to January 1st, and I just talked with my tenant today, and he is going to be signing a lease addendum to extend the lease for another year. So I know that for this next upcoming year, 2021, they're going to be paying down that mortgage for me and increasing my net worth every single month, which I am so thankful for and so excited about, so I can continue on my real estate investing journey and look out for that next deal. So what I would strongly suggest is looking on the duplex route. It's a lot lower risk and it's a lot better of an investment, I think, for a primary property. I think you're able to scale a lot quicker doing that way, and not necessarily handcuffing yourself as much with having two individual properties. You're able to house hack a lot quicker, and also if it is a fixer-upper, you can fix up that first side first. If your parents are allowing you to live in their house for just a little bit longer while you can fix up half of that duplex, and then move into the side that's fixed up, and you can start fixing up that secondary side to get it ready for rental. And as soon as you get the second side ready to go, boom, you're going to be cash flowing the property, and then also starting to live for free and on your way to house hacking. Now, house hacking can be for a wide variety of individuals, so it's not just for the person that wants to be a real estate investor. I think this is something that if you're okay with either renting out, living in a multi-family unit, or trying to do a little bit of property management, you can really reduce your overall living costs, because I'm a firm believer that your income and that your salary every year should be for what you want it to be and not for just the roof over your head. Because so many of us, and I know it's hard to break out, but so many of us, our primary expense is the roof over our head. And if you can get that expense down to as low as possible or to zero, then that really increases your overall chance of just having more financial freedom. I'm not saying always living on a beach or always being on a beach and always going on vacations and stuff, but just not having to worry that that roof over your head is the biggest payment every single month is extremely freeing and has a huge weight lifted off of your shoulders. So I challenge you, if you're not into real estate investing yet, and if you don't even want to be a real estate investor, just to get at least two properties to have one pay for the second. If you are going to be a real estate investor, my best advice to you is to never sell, ever. Just grow that real estate portfolio, and if you are getting kind of up against the wire, try to get creative with possibly renting out in different ways or trying to get different ways of cash flowing those properties, because real estate is an amazing investment. There's nothing that's going to happen. I mean, there are housing crises, but they always come back up. And even through the housing crisis, people that do have rental properties are a lot more resilient to those that just have an extremely lavish, large property with a huge mortgage on it. So that's what I've got for you today, guys. I hope you really enjoyed it. If you did and found any of this information useful, make sure to leave a like on the video, and please consider subscribing to the channel. I am so excited to bring more real estate content on this channel to you guys and to kind of document my journey as a fresh, green real estate agent, but also someone who loves real estate investing as well. So I'll try to bring you guys as much value as possible, and I'll see you guys in the next video.